There was a popular meme floating around the content marketing internet this week about the pain of marketing your content marketing. And the truth is, this is one of the biggest problems facing marketers today. Let's get into it. Okay, so there was a meme going around the internet last week of essentially someone being elated. There were a bunch of different versions, but it would show someone being elated, and it would say like me, creating my podcast or recording my podcast, and then the same person looking absolutely distraught and pulling their hair out and upset or angry the next day, and it would say me remembering I have to now market my podcast, right? And the whole idea, and there's a lot of conversation around it, was yes, we all love creating content. We love making our videos. We love making podcasts. We love writing articles, whatever your content marketing looks like. But the fact is, a lot of times the pain comes in actually marketing the content that's supposed to serve as your marketing. And this might seem a little bit counterintuitive. Like, content marketing is designed to help you drive attention, awareness, engagement, conversions, whatever it is, to the objective that you've designated for it. But when you think about what content marketing really is, it is an asset to drive towards these goals. This podcast is an asset to increase awareness about what Herd Media does and hopefully drive engagement with our audience long term. But if we just leave it at that, then we're really doing a disservice to our company and to the content that we've created. All this content that we've invested all this energy and this creative effort into and money into to create, we're not getting to the end of the process by stopping once the creation is done. And when you think about all of the other traditional advertisements that you may have tried in the past, like you might have set up a booth at a trade show, you might have bought a mailing list for direct mailers, or bought a billboard, or whatever, bought an ad at the beginning of a movie at the movie theater. The thing that all of those executions have in common, aside from being wildly outdated, which they are, if you're doing those things, you are wasting money inefficiently. But anyway, the other thing that those things have in common is that they have a built-in audience who is viewing the ad, the creative, right? When you buy a billboard, yeah, you're designing a billboard, but you're just inherently going to have cars driving by the billboard. When you set up a booth at a trade show, yeah, you've got to design the booth and set it up and all that, but you inherently know, that's what you're paying for, that people are going to be walking in and out of that trade show. And so the fact that they are all outdated aside, they do all have built-in audiences. And by the way, the reason they're outdated is not because I didn't think of it or because it was before my time. It's because they're inefficient. You can't control that the people who walk through the trade show are relevant buyers of yours. You can't control that the people driving by the billboard are relevant or care about what you're selling. You can when it comes to content, much more so than you can with traditional. So all that being said, they at least have audiences built in. And with content, a lot of times we remove the inefficiency of targeting people who don't care, but we then forget that we still need to put it in front of eyeballs who do care. Nobody just sees your content naturally, right? It's not a Field of Dreams situation where if you just publish, eventually people will somehow organically come. That happens very infrequently. Instead, what you need to do is think about how you're going to invest in your content the way that you would in a traditional execution. And I know already you're saying, well, isn't content supposed to be cheaper? Yes. And it is, by the way. It still will be than the old way. We have some customers who pay astronomical sums, six-figure sums, for 1 or 2 days at a trade show. Okay? That money applied to their content could last them a year in terms of bringing audience members to look at their content. You're leaving attention on the table if you don't support the content the way you would a mailing campaign or a billboard ad or a trade show booth. You wouldn't have a billboard ad printed and then leave it in the back parking lot of your company. You go pay for it to be put up in front of an audience. It's the same thing with your content. Investing in an audience and ensuring the target audience is seeing the content you produce is the bulk of the work in content marketing. And it's the critical step to creating and distributing content well. Otherwise, you're just yelling into the void and wasting your energy, and you might as well go back to print ads in that case. Don't, because that's a bigger waste of money, but you get what I'm saying. I hope this was helpful. We'll talk to you tomorrow.